Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Do you want to become insanely successful? Do you want to be the go-to guru in your industry? Do you want to be talked about for all the right reasons? For over 40 years, Kevin Harrington has helped people just like you become significant influencers. Now he's broken the process down in the Key Person of Influence roadmap, and it's yours for free. Just text KPI to him at 727-888-2100. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free step-by-step guide. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 to get the recognition you deserve and experience the success as the go-to voice everyone listens to in your industry today. Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. Today, my guest I have a very special guest today. He is Steve Tan. Steve is a serial entrepreneur with over 13 years of experience selling physical products through e-commerce. Now, Steve is going to talk about some of the secrets to his success, but he's not going to share them all today because he shares his knowledge through public speaking events, his 50,000 member strong e-commerce elite mastermind Facebook group, and private mastermind retreats. He helps other entrepreneurs find their e-commerce success journey. He's founded several startups since 2006, generates eight figures in revenue from his stores, including one that achieved $360,000 in revenue in a single day. He has shared the stage with Neil Patel, Deiss, Ezra Firestone, and many other talented digital entrepreneurs at events around the world, some of whom have been on our show as well. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Seth, for having me today. So honored to be on the Sharkpreneur podcast today.
All right. Well, we are excited to have you. Let's go back in time, 2006. How'd you get started?
So I was actually I'm still in college. I was struggling to make some money during college because I don't come from a very wealthy family. So I'm trying to find things that actually could generate some passive income or some income actually. So I couldn't go to my parents and say, could you give me a bunch of money? So I started with selling physical products on eBay. But prior to that, I was trying the whole internet marketing thing. So it's kind of trying to sell things through ebooks, trying to make some dollars through AdSense and everything, and done pretty much almost everything in internet marketing before I started selling some things through eBay, because I was starting in China back then because my mom was doing some investments in China. So it's kind of I'll say it's a given opportunity at the point of time. So I went there and tried to see if it works. So it started all by buying some things through Taobao, which is kind of the eBay of China. So I started buying things off Taobao and reselling it on eBay. So it's kind of buying low and selling it more expensive. So that's how I got started with eBay, selling 1 or 2 products per day. And it escalated to something that's kind of more serious. And we expanded the whole series whereby we transitioned from selling on a platform on eBay to our own e-commerce websites during the transition into probably 2009, 2010. Yeah.
Okay. So what made you transition off of eBay to your own platform?
So actually I got so I was doing around 50 to 60,000 per month during my college days, which is 2006, 2007, which is still really good money.
I was going to say that's then. Over $500,000 a year in college. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
how are you driving traffic to your eBay listings?
It's pretty simple. It's just doing some ads. You have to just pay for featured listings. It's not exactly super complicated back then. You just have to do research on what kind of products you have to sell and what kind of products have demand. It's all the kind of really basic stuff, but buying ads and selling products that actually has actual demand is what actually brought sales. So the transition was because I didn't know there was like potential pitfalls, like, they could ban your account, PayPal could freeze your account, they could suspend you. So I didn't know all that kind of things before. So like when I started generating like 40, 50, 60K per month, out of the blue, one day PayPal just said, sorry, we're not going to work with you. Sorry, we're going to freeze your money for like 6 months.
6 months. Yep. Been there.
6 months. They just said, oh, terminate your account. We'll hold your money for 6 months and you can do anything prior to that. So I had almost like, I would say 70 to 80% of my entire money stuck in there. So I was devastated, obviously, because like it was something like I thought I was on the right track, because I dropped out of college because I found it something that was like super great, right? So like I just thought like, how could a platform or a service or a gateway could just destroy your business literally overnight? So I started searching for solutions that I don't have to depend 100%. So I want to do something that is like I have control in, which is like, dedicated our own website, everything's under our own control. So that is what made the transition to searching for solutions. Obviously, I didn't get there like the first day, because like, solutions like Shopify or all this kind of tools wasn't like really popular back then. I mean, I'm not even sure if Shopify was even available at the point of time. So we started off with like, HTML sites, we had to build really ugly sites. And we slowly migrated to Magento, which is like a really, really heavy like e-commerce platform, which is free at that point of time. So it started from there, and it slowly moved on to like, right now we use Shopify because it's just like so much easier for like anyone to just get started.
Absolutely. So are you in one particular specific physical product niche, or are you guys, all over the place?
We're all over the place. So I mean, like our mentality is like we sell whatever that makes money. So we do our research, whatever potential, any niche that has great potential, we'll just enter it. So initially, when we enter the market, we'll start by testing products that is like readily available in like, in China or AliExpress or whichever. We'll start selling them to test the market, because you don't want to go into a given niche or start selling a product without doing prior research, because like most of the time, a lot of entrepreneurs fall into the problem whereby they are so attached to the product, and like they try to keep selling a product that has no demand at all. And you can't sell like something that has no demand at all, and it's really, really hard. So usually what we do is we'll start testing it, we'll start selling it, and once we'll fulfill it from China and everything. And once the product has like demand, we'll just white label the whole thing and give it a brand, so that like it makes it much easier to like scale it and sell it to like a given niche with a given brand.
Awesome. So the store that did $360,000 approximately dollars, what store was that?
That's a general, we call it like in a general store. So like a general store is like what we said, like we sell everything. So usually we do all the testing in the general store, whereby like it has like probably 4 or 5 different niches, like baby niche, kitchen niche, gadgets niche, like, accessories. So all this kind of different things. That is how we find our first big winner. And once we find a winner, we'll rebrand it and we'll pull it out of the general site and put it called a brand or niche site, whereby it only has like 2 or 3 different products with 2 or 3 different upsell products in this very, very targeted niche.
Awesome. All right. So you guys have got obviously super smart. When did you start speaking? When did you start getting asked to share your knowledge and expertise? How did that come about?
That's a very good question, Seth. So it actually happened like just a couple of years ago. So like we used to be super, super underground, like literally no one know of us. Like, I mean, I've been to like Ryan Deiss' first ever internet and traffic and conversion summit, their VIPs and everything. So I saw Ryan last year and I was just talking to him like, how time flies. I was at your first ever traffic and conversion.
In a couple of weeks, we'll be there with like 7,000 other people.
Yeah. So, and we're like, it's, I'm so honored to be sharing the stage with him, like after 10 years, like, being out of the underground. Right. So how it came by is like, I started sharing some of my information for free, like all my information, like how I achieved like some of the results. Of course, we didn't went from 0 to 260K per day, right from the get-go. Like I've been sharing like how we did, like, you know, how we scaled our Facebook ads from 0 to 50,000 in 3 days. So like, I think the market kind of like knows me more for like how fast we could scale a new store, like from 0 to like, you know, 50K, 60K, 70K. Of course, it's not every single day, but like it's how fast we could do it.
Do you just do this in-house, or do you take on clients who need your help?
We do this in-house, but we do have like agencies. Like this agency is something new that we're starting exploring this year to help clients scale. It's more for brand stores instead of just drop shipping stores. So like, I mean, how we went by like getting these results is by like sharing all this info with people in the groups. And I started getting so much like private messages from people like, could you help me out? Like, how do you do it? So it came to a point whereby I'm receiving like 400 or 500 private messages on Facebook every single day.
Wow.
It's too much to kind of like reply. And if you don't reply, people will say, oh, you're just like,
yeah,
you're
mad.
rude.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like showing off your results. And like, you know, it got to a point whereby one of my close friends who's in the digital space, like, dude, Steve, you have to like, you know, open a Facebook group. So I was like, all right, since I don't have time to reply to 500 messages every single day, so I started like a Facebook group called the eCommerce Elites Mastermind. It's kind of like just a random thought, like I should just open a group. And there's no way in my mind that I ever expected to grow this to like a 50,000. I think it's at 55,000 right now.
Yeah, that's
to
amazing.
Like in a short span of like, you know, less than like 1.5 years. So like, you know, like I've been sharing a lot of info in our free group. Like, you know, we have a section, like a unit section whereby we have, I think, over like 50 to 100 videos, like interviews, like our own strategies, our own like, you know, products, and like how we scale our Facebook ads and everything inside the group. So that's kind of how we got known in the whole like e-commerce space. And like, yeah, we're still doing that very often, like sharing all these kind of different strategies and tips with all our entire community members.
That is awesome. Congratulations. What do you like best about what you do?
I think having control, being an entrepreneur of my business, and like doing like something that you like, and like having a team of people that actually like believe in the entire value and where we plan to go in the next few years. I think it's like the thing that I enjoy the most every single day.
That is awesome. With all the success you've achieved, what's your biggest challenge now?
That's a great question. So I think the biggest challenge is always on how we are trying. Biggest challenge. I think biggest challenge is usually talents. For us, I mean, we're always on the lookout for better talents, like, you know, people to join us. And it's like, I mean, everyone's trying so hard. Everyone's trying to poach like different talents from all over space. I think the biggest challenge is like competing with like, you know, like the huge startups like Google, Facebook, and all these guys, and how we could get all these talents into our company instead of them. Like, I mean, that's kind of like the biggest challenge for us right now. I mean, we're doing fine, but I mean, like, you know, for us to kind of like compete with them, people will still prefer to go with the big brands, you know, as you know, like Silicon Valley and all this kind of like the style and everything. But so we're still trying really hard to kind of like bring on board like a great experience, a great office like space, a great training, onboarding experience, like the entire career path, so that we could entice and attract more talents into the company. That's one of the biggest things we're going to be like focusing on this year.
Awesome. And what are three of the biggest mistakes you see e-commerce people who want to be e-commerce marketers making when, you know, they join your community?
I think one of the biggest things are people lack the patience, like in doing things. So let me just give you a quick example. So people kind of like expect to kind of like go from 0 to like, you know, doing $1 million in a year, probably within like a few weeks or probably a few days, right? So it's like, you know, I mean, a doctor studies like God knows how many years to be able to kind of like perform or at least have the knowledge to do a lot of things. So the reason why I'm stating this, because like I have a really, really close friend who actually wants to get into e-commerce. He's a successful business person in his own space, offline business, right? but he kind of like, he likes the flexibility of the digital space, which is why he wants to like kind of like migrate his business over online. So like, you know, as a good friend, of course, I'll be spending a lot of time with him on the call, like helping him and guiding him everything. But like, he's like, Steve, I did all of this, like, you know, as you said, but like, why am I not getting the results? So it's like, I mean, like, and it's like, oh, I already spent like $10. Why I'm not seeing like $300?
I love the people who are like, I spent $5 a day on boosting my post. How come I'm not a million?
Exactly. So like, I was like, dude, you need to have the patience, right? Like, and he said, oh, I did all of this, but like, you know, it's not working. I said, how much have you tested? Like $5? I said, dude, you need to spend at least like $100 or $200 to gather information, analytic data from Facebook or whichever, like, you know, ad buying platform you're using, right? And they just rush into things. They don't analyze what went wrong. They just thought, all right, this product doesn't work. It's not going to work anymore. So I said, dude, like, you're not gonna manage to dig gold in the first run, right? You have to go trust, you have to hustle. That's the first thing. You have to work hard. You have to keep testing it. It's the same thing in like actual e-commerce dropshipping business, because like you have to test what kind of products work, because everyone's doing the same product research methods as you. So how are you doing it differently from every single person in the space? Or how are you testing it more efficiently compared to all the other competitors is what's gonna make the difference. And if you don't have like the patience to do more testing and like, you know, like find more data in like all this kind of true testing, you're not gonna make it work, because like everyone's doing the same thing, right? And how are you doing things differently that'll make a difference in your results? That is what really matters. So this is usually the biggest problems that I get from like my group members, my friends who are trying to get into the space, and they just lack the patience. Like after 1 or 2 weeks of trying, they just give up. That's so sad.
3 feet from gold, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you've got a incredibly fascinating story. You've achieved an immense amount of success. You're doing tens of millions of dollars a year on the selling side. What about the coaching, consulting, training? Are you guys offering courses? Are you teaching people how to do this other than in the Facebook group? Is there an info marketing side of the business?
Yeah, so we actually, like, you know, after 1 year from like our friends from Shopify pushing us to come up with like info product, we finally launched our own digital training last year. So we actually only did one internal group launch, and we actually closed the program till now. It's not open yet right now because we want to make sure we take care of all our students inside our community before opening up. But we will be opening up our courses probably next month or so to see how we could help more people in the whole space. So, but the thing is, like, we try to do as little events. Like, we only speak at a few big events per year. Like, one of them is Affiliate World Asia, Affiliate World Europe, and we did a few events at our own in Singapore as well. So we did 1,000 packs in Singapore last year. We call it the eCommerce World Summit. So we had a lot of great speakers fly over to Singapore, and we have a lot of our group members all fly over to Singapore as well. I think it's like a great achievement, because like usually all of the Asian guys, we always fly to US to start it from all the best. So it's kind of like we're bringing all the best talents, all the best speakers, ourselves included. We group everyone in Singapore as one of like the hub in like Asia, and we had like a great turnout rate from like US and Europe, and a lot of our group members all came to support the event, which was really, really exciting.
That is awesome. Again, an incredible success story for our listeners and our viewers who want to learn more about what you're doing and how they can be a part of it. Where is the best place for them to go to learn more about you?
I think the best place is to join our Facebook group, because it's entirely 100% free. There's a lot of great information. It's called the eCommerce Elites Mastermind. Just search for it on Facebook, or simply just search stevepan.com, which is my own personal website. There's a lot of information to reach out to my team or myself. So there's a lot of free info, as I said, in the Facebook group, which is why I highly suggest people to start off from there. Not necessarily like you have to go to the paid program or whichever, because I have a lot of students and a lot of like members in the group that found a lot of great success just by following the free information inside the free Facebook group.
All right, that is awesome. That is where we will send everyone. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth, so much today for having me on your podcast. Feel so honored. Thank you.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.